Hey, this is Molly McCleary. Today I'm going to be talking about Jason and the Argonauts in their quest for the Golden Fleece, but I will be focusing on the myth after they have attained the Golden Fleece and are trying to return home to Iolcus. I will be principally relying on Euripides' Medea and Apollonius of Rhodes's Argonautica for my myth basis, but I will also rely on my the knowledge I already have of the subject. So I think we'll start off by talking about the two pieces of literature I just referenced. The first one, Medea, is by Euripides, a Greek playwright. It was produced in 431 BC in the Festival of Dionysus. It went up with Philoctetes, Dictys, and Theresidae. Theresidae was a satyr play. This festival happened every year in Athens, and there was a prize awarded at the end. So we don't know a ton about the specific ones for every year, but we do know that Philoctetes, Dictys, and Theresidae went up with it, but these unfortunately are lost. So Medea is the only extant play we have of this quartet. The Argonautica is a later work by Apollonius Rhodius from the 3rd century BCE. He is believed to be from Rhodes or Alexandria, although we do know that he was the head of the Library of Alexandria. He had a strong Homerian influence because the time in which he lived was actually close to the time that the Iliad and the Odyssey were being transcribed, I suppose. They were written on scrolls, and the Library of Alexandria were the people who collected them and synthesized them into the books that we now call the Iliad and the Odyssey. So I think the best thing to do is just try to elucidate the goings-on. So we are starting at... where are we starting? I guess we're starting at 13. Kind of, on this. So, the credit for this is in the bottom left-hand of the screen. So let's just go through it. So I guess we'll do a little bit of background. Jason and the Argonauts are going to Colchis to obtain the Golden Fleece because Jason is the rightful heir to the throne of Iolcus, but his uncle Peleus has usurped it and sends him on this quest to gain the fleece. So the fleece is debated. The meaning of the fleece is debated. This region of the Black Sea actually has gold in it, so sometimes they would strain the river water with a fleece and to find the gold particles, so the fleece would literally be gold. So that is the literal, probably where the literal meaning of this originated, the Golden Fleece, but it's also believed to represent like legitimate power, or yeah, we'll just go with that, legitimate power. So Jason finds himself at Colchis, and Medea's father is the king there. His name is Aeetes. So he tells Jason that he will give him the Golden Fleece if he can accomplish these 3 impossible tasks. So Medea is kind of a sorcerer. She's very good with potions, and she tells Jason how to accomplish these tests. So after he has accomplished his 3rd test, Aeetes and his men are trying to figure out how they can avoid giving Jason the Golden Fleece, and Medea is struck with this fear that her father knows that she has helped Jason. She's helping Jason because Hera is Hera, working through Eros and Aphrodite, has fallen in love with Jason, and helped him. So she fears that her father has realized that she helped Jason, because he definitely knows that one of his daughters helped him, because there's no way that he could have known how to accomplish these feats without their help. So she, instead of committing suicide, decides to leave with Jason and the Argonauts. So she goes down to their ships, and in the dark of night, they go and fight. Well, they go and Medea bewitches the dragon that is guarding the fleece with a song and a potion which she rubs on its head, and which allows Jason to grab the fleece and bring it back to the ships. So Jason and the Argonauts leave with Medea, because Jason promises that he will marry Medea when they get back to Greece. And that's the only reason that she agrees to go back with him. So they flee, and are pursued by 2 fleets from Colchis, because Aeetes is angry that he's gotten the fleece. So there are 2 fleets, and one of them is led by Absyrtus, who is Medea's brother. So as you can see, if you follow 14, 15, the Jason and the Argonauts head up through here, and they eventually are cornered by the fleet that's led by Absyrtus. So they have these peace negotiations, and Jason and Absyrtus agree that Jason gets to keep the Golden Fleece, because he rightfully it was promised to him, and that they will have a neighboring power decide whether Medea stays with Jason or goes back home with her brother Absyrtus. So Medea is enraged by this, and she yells at Jason, which is actually a really great passage. I'm gonna read a little bit from it. What, son of Aeson, is this plan you have devised about me? Has your success made you completely forgetful? Do you care nothing for all you said when hard pressed by necessity? Where are your oaths by Zeus, protector of suppliants? Where have all the sweet promises gone? It was these which made me abandon my homeland, the reputation of my house, and even my parents, everything which was most important to me. This is not how I should have behaved, from shameless desire. Far from my home I drift over the sea with these gloomy halcyons, all because of your sufferings, because I wanted you in safety to complete the tasks of the bull and the earthborn. Last of all, when my help was no longer a secret, my mad folly even won you the fleece, and I poured deadly shame over all women. For this I tell you that I follow you to the land of Hellas as your daughter, wife, and sister. In everything now protect me willingly. Do not leave me bereft and far away as you pay court to kings, but defend me come what may. So she continues along this vein, but basically convinces him that they need to kill Absyrtus and escape. So she lures Absyrtus to a meeting with some presents, and they meet at the temple of Artemis. So there, Jason kills him in order to avoid the Furies, because if Medea killed him, even though she plans, if she did the physical act of killing him, she would be attacked by the Furies, because she would be killing her own blood. So Jason kills him, and then dismembers his body, and actually to taste Absyrtus's blood 3 times to try and cleanse himself of this sin that he has committed. So he dismembers him and buries him immediately. So this telling by Apollonius of Rhodius is a departure from the other versions of the myth, other versions of the myth, which describe how they somehow lure him onto the Argo, and then kill him and dismember him and drop his body parts in pieces off of the ship, which Aeetes stops to pick up because he needs to honor his son's body and bury them properly. So in other versions, this delay is what allows Medea and Jason and the Argonauts to escape from the Colchian fleet. So it's interesting that this is a departure, because we come back and meet the other half of the fleet later in Phaeacia. So so they bury Apsyrtus, and then they sail away and find themselves at Circe's island, where she absolves them of their crime. It turns out that Circe is Medea's niece and is Aeetes' sister. So Medea lies to her because Medea, I believe that Apollonius was very strongly influenced by Euripides' Medea. I think that he would have had access to it, and I think that the change in Medea that happens between Book 3 of the Argonautica and Book 4 of the Argonautica is due to Apollonius's need to reconcile the virginal love that that Medea has for Jason, and why she helps him to defeat these challenges, but he needs to find a way to reconcile that woman, who's not a very strong person. He needs to find a way to reconcile her with the woman who then, in Euripides' version, kills her own children, who is willing to dismember her brother, who is extraordinarily cunning, who will manipulate everyone she meets very successfully. So, anyway, she attempts to manipulate Circe pretty unsuccessfully. So Circe absolves them of their crimes, but tells Medea that she doesn't think that it's okay, and blah blah blah. So she performs a sacrifice for them, which is explained in good detail. So then we have this little in the Argonautica, we have this digression. Well, it's not digression. It's what we've been talking about with the horizontal structure. Apollonius was also very strongly influenced by Homer, so we see him sometimes playing with the role of the gods, and Hera clearly has a very large role in this story. So she meets with Thetis, who is the mother of Achilles, and tells her that Medea will marry Achilles in the Elysian Fields. Both of these people will go to the Elysian Fields because Medea is descended from Helios, the sun god, and Achilles is the son of Thetis, who is a goddess. So Hera promises that they will marry in the underworld, and asks Thetis to help the Argonauts find their way home. So Thetis agrees to this and enlists the Nereids to assist her with this. So the Argonauts continue from Circe's island, and go by the Sirens. So they've been warned that they'll be going by the Sirens, and so Orpheus is one of the heroes who's accompanying Jason, and he plays his lyre, which drowns out the sound of the Sirens, which is why they are able to pass by them without being drawn in. So this is when they get to the Wandering Rocks. The Wandering Rocks. Good. So this is where in the Odyssey, Odysseus' crew is shipwrecked because they aren't able to get through this. So this is the second of many things, many parallels between this and